Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the part 4 of the chapter 6. The name of the chapter is life process. In this video we are going to discuss the respiration or the respiratory system in the human body. These things are included in your syllabus. So in our last 3 videos already we have discussed the overview about life process, the nutrition process, the photosynthesis process and the human digestive system. So in our 4th videos we are going to discuss the respiratory system or the respiration. So this is very important thing in our body, because without respiration we cannot live, because through the respiration the gas exchange, the gaseous exchange, the oxygen carbon dioxide exchange takes place in our body. So during this respiration the digested food materials are broken down to release the energy in the form of the ATP. So this ATP, I think, quite familiar term for all of you. The full form of the ATP is the adenosine triphosphate. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So during respiration the digested food materials are broken down to release the energy in the form of the ATP. And depending on the requirement of the oxygen, the respiration may be of two types. So in our body, actually in our environment, there are two types of respiration takes place. The first one is the aerobic respiration. The second one is the anaerobic respiration. So I am highlighting this portion. Why? Because this is important for your exam. The definition of the aerobic and anaerobic respiration is important for your exam. Okay, so depending on the requirement of oxygen, respiration may be of two types, the aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. And this aerobic respiration actually happened in the presence of the air. So this is the basic definition, the aerobic respiration, that it occurs in the presence of air, oxygen. So it occurs in the presence of air, oxygen. And anaerobic respiration is present, actually occurs in the absence of oxygen. This is actually occur in the absence of oxygen or absence of air. So I am highlighting these two things, these 2 points. Why? Because this is important for your exam, and don't mix up these two things during the time of your examination. Okay, so I am repeating again, there are two types of respiration takes place in our environment. The first one is the aerobic respiration, which occurs in the presence of air or oxygen. The second one is the anaerobic respiration, which occurs in the absence of air or oxygen. So in all cases, in all this aerobic respiration, this anaerobic respiration, in all cases the breakdown of glucose is taking place. Okay, and the glucose is converted to the one chemical compound, that the pyruvate. I am highlighting these things and I am repeating again. So in the respiration what happened, the glucose, the 6 carbon molecule glucose, the formula of glucose is C6H12O6. So these carbohydrate type things, this carbohydrate type element is converted or break down to and form the pyruvate. So this process actually taken place in the cytoplasm. So these aerobic respiration taken place in the cytoplasm in our body. And further the pyruvate actually converted into the ethanol and carbon dioxide. Pyruvate actually converted to the ethanol and carbon dioxide. So this process takes place in yeast during the fermentation process. Okay, and breakdown of pyruvate using oxygen takes place in the mitochondria. So aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria. Why? Because actually here it's written that breakdown of pyruvate using oxygen, because we all know that aerobic respiration actually takes place with the help of the oxygen. We all know that. So breakdown of the pyruvate using the oxygen takes place in the mitochondria, and mitochondria is also called the powerhouse of cell. I think all of you know that. And the anaerobic respiration, which is happened without oxygen, is takes place in the cytoplasm. A large amount of energy is released in aerobic respiration as compared to the anaerobic respiration. Okay, so this is the overview of the respiration process, and this is the schematic pathway. This is actually the schematic pathway of the overview of the respiration. There are two types of respiration, the aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. The aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. Okay, so first, the glucose is the prime element or the first element which break down in the cytoplasm to form the pyruvate. Okay, so here it's written the pyruvate. I think all of you can see these things. Next thing, the lack of oxygen in this pyruvate actually transfer or converted to the lactic acid and energy, and the presence of oxygen, this pyruvate actually transferred to the carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay, so this is the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. This is the overview of the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Clear? Okay, the next thing is the respiratory system. The next thing is the respiratory system. So here the terrestrial organisms actually use the atmospheric oxygen for respiration. The terrestrial organisms use atmospheric oxygen for respiration. So I am highlighting these things. These terrestrial actually organism. What is the meaning of terrestrial organism? That who can live in land. So these terrestrial organisms use the atmospheric oxygen for their respiration, where the aquatic organisms actually use the water oxygen, the dissolved oxygen. Okay, because we all need oxygen for our respiration. The plants need carbon dioxide for their respiration, and oxygen needs, and animals world needs oxygen for our respiration. So the terrestrial organism means the organism who lives in land. So they are using atmospheric oxygen for respiration, and the land, apart from the land organism, the aquatic organism is the which organisms lives in the water. They are using oxygen dissolved in water, the dissolved oxygen in water. Okay, so just like the digestive system, the human respiratory system has some definite function, and it consists of, is made up of by some organs. The human respiratory system made up of by some organs. The first one is the nostrils. So I am just highlighting these things. So these are the several organs which actually consist together and form the human respiratory system. And the function of the human respiratory system, that to respire. Okay, to respire and to exchange, that to actually the gaseous exchange takes place through this respiratory system, and for that reason we can respire and we can acquire, we are getting oxygen through the respiratory system. Okay, so the first organ is the nostrils. The second organ is the nasal passage. The third organ is the pharynx. The fourth one is the larynx. Fifth, trachea. Sixth, bronchus. Seventh, bronchiole. Next, alveolus, and the last one is the lungs. These lungs are present in the alveolus. Okay, so this is the structure of the human respiratory system. Okay, one thing, during the time of your exam, you have to write all the organs name sequentially. Okay, what is the meaning of that? That you have to write all the organs in a sequence wise. What is the meaning of this? The first you have to write the nostrils, then nasal passage, then pharynx, then larynx. Why? Because you cannot write the first one nostrils, then lungs, then trachea, then pharynx. You cannot write in this way. Okay, so you have to maintain this sequence properly. So first one is the nostrils, second one is the nasal passage, then the pharynx, the red color structure, then this is called the pharynx, then the larynx. This larynx is called the sound box in our body. The larynx is also called the sound box in our body. Next one is the trachea. Next one is the bronchus. Then bronchiole. Then alveolus. These alveolus are present in the lungs area. We have two lungs. So just look at the structure. The lungs portion. We have two pink color lungs. Why this is called the, actually this is showing the pink color. Why? The pleura, there are membrane is there, the outer covering of the lungs. So it's called the pleura. Okay, so the two pink color lungs are there, and the alveoli is the gas. Actually, alveoli is the main site of the gaseous exchange. Okay, some different and the various knob-like structures are there in the lungs area. So what is the main actually the function of the human respiratory system? Actually, in human beings, that the air is taken into the body through the nostrils. Okay, so the air passing through the nostrils is filtered by the fine hairs that line the passage. So these actually the two types of things are there, the inspiration and expiration. What is the meaning of the inspiration? Inspiration means the when we are taking oxygen from the environment, that's called the inspiration, and expiration means when we are expiring this thing, when we are excreting this oxygen from our body, that's called the expiration. So in human beings, the air is taken from the terrestrial environment, from the atmospheric environment, so through the nostrils. After that, the air passing through the nostrils is filtered by the fine hairs that line the passage. The passage is also lined with the mucus. So I am highlighting these things because you should know that what is the main function of the mucus. What is the main function of the mucus? What is the main function of the mucus? That this mucus actually helps in this process. Okay, so the filtering the air which is actually we are taking from the atmosphere, this mucus actually traps all the germs. The mucus actually traps all the germs. After that, from here the air passes through the throat and into the lungs. Then the rings of cartilage are present in the throat. These ensure that the air passage does not collapse. So what is the main function of this cartilage? So after entering the air into the throat, then it enters into the lungs, and rings of cartilages are there present in the throat area. Just look at the structure. Just look at the structure. So these rings of cartilages are there. The pointed structure is there. The red color pointed structure. So these are the rings of cartilage. So these are the rings of cartilage are there, which is what is the main function of this cartilage? These rings of cartilage are actually present in the throat, and what is the function of it? The main function that these cartilage actually ensure that the air passage does not collapse. Okay. Next thing, within the lungs, the passage divides into smaller and smaller numerous tubes, which finally terminate in the balloon-like structure, which is called the alveoli. Just look at the structure. So these are the alveoli. So these are the orange color structure. These are the alveoli. There's numerous structure is there. Numerous knob-like structure is there. So this is called the alveoli, and this present in the lungs area. So within the lungs, the passage divides into smaller and smaller tubes, which finally terminate in the balloon-like structure, which are called the alveoli. After that, the alveoli of lungs are richly supplied with blood and are the sites of the gaseous exchange. The alveoli of lungs are richly supplied with blood and the sites where gas exchange takes place, that's called the alveoli. Then the blood brings the carbon dioxide from the rest of the body. So this is the basic thing. Then after absorbing the oxygen, after absorbing the adequate oxygen, the blood brings the carbon dioxide from the rest of the body for release into the alveoli, and the oxygen in the alveolar air is taken up by blood in the alveolar blood vessel to the transported to all the cells in the body. So this is the basic overview of the respiratory system. So during this breathing cycle, what is the meaning of this breathing cycle? So during this inspiration and expiration process, during this breathing cycle, when air is taken and let out, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air, so that there is sufficient time for oxygen. to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. Okay, so this is the basic things. I am highlighting this portion. This is the basic thing. So lungs always maintain the suitable environment. Lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. In humans, the respiratory pigment hemoglobin, I think this term is quite known term, the hemoglobin which is present in the RBC, it actually carries the oxygen from the lungs to the different tissues of the body, and this pigment is present in the RBC. So this are about, we will discuss later about the RBC. So this is the overview of the respiratory system. So I am revising again. So from this video, what you will get to know that how many types of respiration is there. There are two types of respiration, the aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. Okay, where aerobic respiration takes place in the cell and where anaerobic respiration takes place in the cell. Third one is the organ sequence of the respiratory system in human body, the organ sequence in the respiratory organs in the human body. So all those organs are there. So and how respiration takes place in our body, how respiration takes place in our body. Okay, so there are two types of things that this procedure actually takes place by two ways, the inspiration and expiration. Inspiration means the when we are taking the oxygen from the environment, and expiration means when we are releasing carbon dioxide from our body. Okay, after absorbing the adequate amount of sufficient amount of oxygen. So this is the things of the respiration, and in our next video we will discuss the transportation system. In our next videos we will discuss the transportation system. It means the circulatory system. All those things we will discuss later in our next video. So I hope this video will help you a lot for better understanding, and go through these videos properly, and if any queries are there, ask me in my number. Okay, thank you, bye.